Trump said the Iran war would last a few days. It's now been over 4 weeks. The goals keep changing, the timeline keeps shifting, and now he might pull out before finishing what he started. So what is actually going on? Let's break it all down. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about 3 big things: Trump's Iran war, the future of NATO, and the Strait of Hormuz. Stick around because it might be the most important stretch of water on the planet right now. Let's start with the timeline, because this alone tells you a lot. Week 1. Trump said this war would last 4 to 5 weeks, maybe less. Week 2. His team said the war was basically done and they were ahead of schedule. Week 5. Trump is now saying it might take 2 to 3 more weeks. So which is it? Here's the honest answer. No one really knows. And that's the problem. Military experts say that when the goalposts keep moving like this, it usually means things are not going according to plan. Trump clearly expected a quick and clean win, but that hasn't happened. The US military is still the most powerful in the world. Nobody is questioning that. But even the best military in the world can't succeed if the plan keeps changing every few days. Now here's where it gets even more confusing. It's not just the timeline that keeps changing. The goals are shifting too. Trump originally said the one and only goal was simple: Iran will not have nuclear weapons. That's it. But then regime change started being talked about. Then it wasn't a goal. Then Trump said regime change has already happened. And now Secretary of State Marco Rubio is listing 4 military objectives: destroy Iran's air force, their navy, their missile systems, and their weapons factories. So we went from 1 goal to 4 goals, with regime change floating in and out. And what do experts say about this? They say Trump might be misreading what regime change actually means. Yes, many of Iran's top clerics have been killed. But who fills that power vacuum? The IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. These are hardcore military commanders. They run the militias in Iraq and Syria. They backed Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. By some accounts, they are even more extreme than the clerics who were running things before. So has there been regime change? Technically, maybe. But is it better? That's a very different question. Now let's talk about the Strait of Hormuz, because this is where many military analysts say Trump made his biggest mistake. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula. About 20% of the world's oil passes through it every single day. If it's blocked, oil prices go through the roof. And right now, it is contested. Military planners will tell you that in any conflict with Iran, securing the Strait of Hormuz is the #1 priority. You secure that first before anything else. It is what soldiers call vital ground. The most important piece of the puzzle, Trump did not do that. He launched the air campaign against Iran without locking down the strait. And now, over 4 weeks in, Iranian forces are still able to threaten ships passing through. Oil is sitting above $100 a barrel. American consumers are paying over $4 a gallon for gas, and the US economy is starting to feel the pain. And here's the twist. Trump reportedly told his aides this week that he's now willing to end the war even if the strait stays closed. He's damaged Iran's military enough, and now let other countries like Pakistan, Europe, the UK, China, and India figure out how to reopen it. But think about that for a second. The whole point of this operation, at least in part, was to protect the flow of oil. And now, the US might walk away before that's actually achieved it. So who is Trump blaming for all of this? He is blaming NATO. Yes, Rubio came out and said that if NATO allies won't let the US use their military bases to support American interests, then what's the point of NATO? Trump went further. He's now reportedly considering pulling out of the alliance entirely. But here's what's important to understand. NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was built to defend Europe from threats, primarily from Russia. Iran is not a NATO issue. It's a US and Israel operation. Some NATO countries, like Spain, did refuse to allow their bases to be used for the Iran campaign. But the UK, which Trump seems to be most frustrated with, has actually allowed all its bases to be used by US aircraft. So the argument doesn't fully hold up. What's really happening here, many analysts say, is that Trump is looking for an exit. The war hasn't gone the way he planned. The economy is hurting. And rather than own that, he's pointing fingers at NATO, at Europe, at anyone, but not himself.
Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. 1. Iran's military has taken serious damage. Their air force, air defenses, and missile capability are significantly weakened. That part, experts agree, is real. 2. But Iran's real power was never just its military. It was always the network of militias and proxy groups it controls across the Middle East. The IRGC still runs those, so that threat hasn't gone away. 3. If the US walks away without a deal on the Strait of Hormuz and without a real agreement with whoever is running Iran now, this problem will come back. Maybe not in weeks, but in months or years, almost certainly. 4. There's a wild card nobody is talking about enough: Russia. While all attention has been on Iran, Putin has been watching. Trump had a real chance over the last few months to push for a fair peace deal in Ukraine because Russia was actually struggling. But this Iran conflict has bought Putin time, refilled his war chest with higher oil revenues, and given him breathing room. And 5. If the US leaves the Strait of Hormuz unresolved, guess who benefits most? China. About 40 to 50% of China's oil imports pass through that strait. If China steps in to negotiate access, they gain enormous leverage over one of the world's most critical shipping lanes. Trump has called China America's biggest threat, but this situation might be handing them a major strategic win. So here's where we are. A war that was supposed to last a few days is now in its 5th week. The goals have changed multiple times. The Strait of Hormuz, the most important prize, may be left unresolved. NATO is being threatened, and the world may end up less stable than it was before any of this started. Whether you support Trump or not, these are the facts on the ground, and they matter. Not just for Americans, but for everyone. If you found this video useful, hit like and subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you think about where this is heading. I'll see you in the next one.